it's Adam here with the Keddish Group at Keller Williams Realty Diamond Partners, and I'm with Pam Keddish, and today is our market update.
Yep.
What's going on?
There's a lot to share with you today. There's, and of course, we're getting a lot of phone calls and just questions as far as what's going on with the market. Mm-hmm. I hear this or that. Again, please turn off the news. I cannot say that enough. The news does not always correlate to what is actually going on. So I have, as you can see here, I have a small book, but I swear they're all important. They're all very important to us. So first, I'm going to start off like I always do. I'm just going to do the Heartland MLS. This is kind of the entire MLS in the Kansas City and surrounding areas. Okay. So here's what we have as far as inventory and such. Closed sales for August 22 versus 21. Mm-hmm. We were at $38.90 in 22 and $45.51 in 21. So we're down 14.5%. For closed sales. Okay, so I'm going to go back to that one here in a moment, but I'm going to finish this. The average sales price, we're still up as expected. We're up about 11.5%. Our average sales price for August 22 was $342,046. Mm-hmm. In 21, we were at $306,724. Okay, so still up. That's good. Yep. Days on market. This is what I think everyone is really noticing. You know, it was so much, and not to say that it isn't this scenario in some cases, but it was, hurry up, there's a house that's listed, 5 minutes ago, we're already 3 minutes too late. That is not necessarily the situation in every scenario anymore. So our average days on market are up 11.1%. Our for 2022, our average days on market are 20. Versus 18. So we are seeing a little bit of a shift. Now, there are some scenarios where, yes, you have to get in. We are seeing 3, 4, 5 more offers than that. Exactly. There are other scenarios where we're getting phone calls and they're like, it's been on the market for 4 days. What's wrong with it? So the expectations and, of course, location, price, condition, all of those factors definitely play. Right. All of those things play a factor, but it is something that we're seeing big time, and so is the public. Pending sales. We're down 14.5%. Right now, we've got 3626 pending sales. We're expecting, of course, those to close in the next usually 30 to 90 days or so. Okay. Inventory, we're at 5371 versus 5366. So just a 0.1% change. Not really much there.
Not even noticeable.
No. Supply. We're at a supply difference of 7.1%, which is good. Remember, a balanced market is about 6 months inventory. Right. We were at 1.4 last year this time. Today we're at 1.5, which doesn't seem like a huge amount, but it does. I mean, there's a substantial amount of difference there.
It's going the right way, though.
It is definitely going the right way. So the reason I said that closed sales, I want to go back to that. Okay. So I said we're down 14.5%. Mm-hmm. Everyone's heart kind of is like, wait, what? What's going on? Why aren't people buying? Well, hold on. We've been talking about this since the beginning of the year. Yes. So I pulled out our July numbers again. Remember, in July, our pending sales were down about 15.9% per the report that I pulled today. Mm-hmm. So in July 22, we were down 15.9%. And then in August 22, our closed sales are down 14.5%. That makes sense.
It matched up.
Exactly correct. So again, with our pending sales here down 14.5%, I am expecting when the next month's numbers come out, we're also going to be down on closed sales. So all of this is matching up. So the point of this is we are wanting to know what is happening. What are we expecting? We're staying ahead of the market is what I mean by that. Yep. Okay? That's Kansas City as a whole. But there's a few specifics that I really want to get into.
Before we move on to Kansas City, so closed sales are down. Does that mean the market is trending down in a spiral? I mean, are we going to see a crash in the next month or two? Is that what you're telling me?
That is the question that I answer 10 times a day. No. There's nothing in the forecast. In fact, I was just doing some homework with NAR. Again, forecasting, that's a lot of what I do. Right. And I work with a lot of agents actually throughout the country to kind of see what's going on in other markets and that thing. No. We are not expecting a crash. We are expecting the market to correct itself in a little bit of a fashion. But it is not, honestly, I'm not even expecting it to get to a balanced market yet. It is still going to be favorable to sellers for a while.
Do you think interest rates are bearing on that?
I do. I think that they were definitely a little bit probably more bearing than earlier in this year than they're going to be at the end of this year. The thing is with interest rates is there was a lot of shock because they raised too much too fast. However, they really didn't raise, an astronomical amount should the feds not have taken that prime rate down back in 2020. So they're back closer to where they normally would have been and where they were pre-COVID. It's much more similar to that story. But they just, it is a kind of a gut punch when it goes from 3% to 6%. That does hurt. I agree. No argument from me. It went up way too much, way too fast. But no, we're not expecting it to continue to just double and climb. We're also not expecting it to go down.
Right.
So, this is the reality. Get used to it. But unfortunately.
The prices are still up. The market is still hot.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. And that's overall what we're seeing in most scenarios too. So here's what I wanted to bring out to you. And this is why, we preach all the time that real estate is so localized.
Very local.
We have to tell you, hey, this is kind of in general what's going on, but what's going on in your scenario. So this was a great example. I pulled a couple different counties here. I have Johnson County, Kansas, Jackson, Missouri, and Clay. Okay. So numbers typically tend to kind of go along with the board. The closed inventory is down a little bit. The average sales price is up, all that stuff. But what's very interesting is listen to this. So our inventory in MLS as a whole, again, we're at 5371. We're up about 0.1%.
Okay.
In Johnson County, our inventory from August this year to last year, we're down 2.9%. So we actually have less inventory right now than we did a year ago. Okay. So that's interesting. Jackson County, Missouri, we are down 8.9%. Huge number. Yeah.
Big swing just across state lines.
Very much so. Very much so. But then in Clay County, Missouri, our inventory is up 2.6%. We went from 468 opportunities to 480 this year. So again, if you're in Clay County, Missouri, we're having a different conversation than we're having in Johnson County, Kansas, and definitely in Jackson County, Missouri.
Real estate is hyper local.
Oh,
you
extremely.
have to talk to somebody and understand your local market. The news doesn't talk about that.
No, and it's very misleading and frustrating. You and I know we don't even watch it in our home just because we're not going to sit here and listen to, oh, this is happening. You cannot say that something is happening on a national platform. It does not work. It doesn't even work for me to say, hey, this is
in the metro.
Yes,
it's completely different across the metro.
So it is, and honestly, if I go county to city to neighborhood, it's going to be different. So, but this is, to get the information out to the masses, this is the best platform in which we have.
Absolutely.
But the message is definitely interest rates, they are here to stay. Everything is pointing that it's not going to go down. In fact, we're going to expect it to continue to creep up a little bit. Again, it's not going to be so drastic, but this is about where they should have been and what everyone was expecting in the industry. Prices, we do continue to see those rise. We're not going to see the crazy amounts of appreciation year over year, but we are going back to a more balanced number.
Awesome. So I'm a seller in this market. Still a great time to sell.
Absolutely.
I'm still going to make a great profit on my house.
Well, hopefully. Depending. Yeah.
Of course. As a buyer, though, it sounds like there might be more opportunities for me.
Yes.
Even though interest rates are creeping up a little bit, I now have a better shot at getting into a house.
Absolutely. And in fact, I'm teaching a class later on today, about those interest rates. What does that look like? Is it really that much more expensive? Or are there things that we can do to actually bring those down and make the home affordable for the buyers?
Yep.
So there's a lot of different avenues and such. We just have to have a conversation with you if you're interested.
Absolutely. Well, there you heard it. That's our market update for this month. We have strategies to help you through this market. Whether you're a seller, whether you're a buyer, whether you're in Johnson County, Jackson County, or Clay County, or wherever, we can help you with your real estate decisions.
Thank you.
Have a great day.